Hello and welcome to another installment of the Bob's Watches video series. On the list of Rolex watches that are a testament to the brands because we can over-engineering capability, there isn't anything in the collection that can rival the Sea-Dweller. First unveiled in 1967 as the reference 1665, the original Sea-Dweller prototypes, of which 12 are known to exist so far, are known as single red Sea-Dwellers, for the simple fact that their name was printed in red on the dial rather than white. Not long after, production versions of the 1665 began to appear in what was then dubbed double red form, as the words Submariner 2000 were also printed red. Though their cases were the same diameter as the standard Submariner, they could easily be distinguished from their siblings by spotting the helium escape valve on the side of their cases, the lack of a date magnifying Cyclops, and of course the red text. The final versions of the Sea-Dweller, reference 1665 from 1977 to 1983, carried the nickname Great White, as the red text was removed from the dial, leaving only the other distinguishing features to help people tell the watches apart. Of course, their 2,000-foot depth rating was another key differentiation between the watches, and it even played a role in the decision not to add the date Cyclops to the watches. At the time, crystals were still made of plexiglass, and gluing the magnifying Cyclops into place to one side of the crystal meant that the pressures from that depth would not spread evenly across the crystal, increasing risk of possible failure. The 166600, also known as the 666, arrived next in 1978, running until 1989, bringing with it the Rolex caliber 3035, an increase of depth rating to 4,000 feet, a sapphire crystal replacing the plexiglass, and slightly redesigned cases fitted with either matte or glossy dials. In '83, this reference gained a sibling in the 16600, which maintained all of these specs, but added the caliber 3135. The 16600 also was the piece that began the transition from tritium to luminova, and then to superluminova for its indices, though both of these references are generally considered the first true modern Sea-Dweller watches. It was the models that came next that really brought the model up to present-day standards. In 2008, the 1166660 Deep-Sea Sea-Dweller broke new ground in exceptional fashion, more than tripling its water resistance, now 12,800 feet, beefing its case size up to a substantial 44mm, and adding modern niceties like a Cerachrome ceramic bezel. The Deep-Sea took things to a completely different level. Given its size and heft, Rolex opted for a titanium caseback in an attempt to shave a touch more weight off its new behemoth. In 2014, Rolex launched a special edition of the Deep-Sea, dubbed the DBlue, commemorating James Cameron's dive into the Marianas Trench. The watch features a sleek gradient dial that fades from blue to black from top to bottom, and the name Deep-Sea written in a shade of green matching Cameron's sub that survived the expedition with a special version of the Sea-Dweller strapped to it. From 2014 to 2017, Rolex brought back a Sea-Dweller model closer aligned with the earlier 666 models that returned white text to a black dial, dropped the depth rating back down to 4,000 feet, and a case size of 40mm. This reference, 116600, didn't ever get the attention it deserved. Meanwhile, its replacement, the 126600, has been the talk of the town in 2018. Powered by the new Rolex caliber 3235, the new model is the first in ages to bring red text back to its dial. Its case diameter was bumped back up to 43mm, maintaining a water resistance of 4,000 feet, and most controversially adding a date Cyclops to the Sea-Dweller for the first time in history. While some vintage collectors took issues with this, the official reply from Rolex is that this is something they've wanted to accomplish for some time, but it was new technological advancements in the manufacturing of their crystals that made the change possible without risk of the crystals being compromised when at depth. If you're an absolute purist, you might not care for it, but overall, we think the aesthetics work pretty well.